You learn a lot in 27 years, whether you're a musician, artist, or whatever your trade is. You either read about them and you integrate them, or you discover them for yourself. Some of the lessons are very expensive, and you know, regarding building a pool, such as your worst nightmare is a pool that floats. What do we mean by that? Well, that's where the shell, which may be some 3 or 4 tons in weight, maybe more, literally pops out of the ground because of the buoyancy of the shell caused by water. It will float a pool. So for a pool builder, that's your worst nightmare. So the weather can be quite an adversary insofar as you get it wrong, it can be very expensive. Also, the weather is a big problem in New Zealand in regards to the actual, you know, digging the hole in the ground, you know, making sure that the hole doesn't subside. If it did, for example, then it would cause structural problems, which adds to the cost of building it. When it comes to finishing the pool, you can't plaster it if it's windy, blowing dust and dirt around and so on. From my experience, I have gained a lot of knowledge, and the knowledge with wisdom and know-how is what makes me what I am. And you know, to teach it in 5 minutes, you can't do that, you know, like any trade. And I think you've got to have a passion for building as well. It's like a house builder. Anybody today could build a house once they realise how it's done, but can they build a house that feels nice, looks good? You know, these are the things. This is where creativity comes in, and the feel-good factor. You know, anyone can build a computer, but can someone build a computer like an iPad? And this is where Apple has it over other manufacturers, and everyone's tried to copy them, but they can't quite get the feel. So in my belief is that I impart that to what I build and create what's called a wow factor, because I listen to what the customer wants, and I create the bigger picture, right down to maybe a particular type of tile they want. Maybe the children want something that parents haven't thought of, and I can incorporate that. Well, I quite often do incorporate that in the finished product, whether it be a rainbow on the bottom of the pool. Because, you know, as families grow up, they look back and they say, oh, that was my rainbow on the bottom of the pool, or a starfish, or maybe some dolphins inlaid. Things like that is as personalised as the pool. So it's not just like today, fiberglass pools are prevalent. People see them and think, oh yeah, I can have a pool in a couple of weeks, which they can, but that's going to be forever like having a bath in your backyard. It's not really what I call a swimming pool. Containment of water.